Get your act together. Spurred on by the front. Who knows what these people might end up doing? That is all. What? What are you talking about? Oh! Due to the construction work, the CCTV system on the floor was not operational. Can you tell I've been practicing my reading? By sifting through the recordings of the elevator cameras, we magnified... And we're back with more interrogation. Let's pick up right where we left off. Hey, boss. Oh, I'm going to meet the others at Hannigan's. Try to get our minds off this craziness for a couple of hours before it all starts again tomorrow. Want to join? No, can do. Sorry, I want to be in the fresh... Yeah, sure. Let's go to Hannigan's. Oh... Oh, Hannigan's kind of nice. Psh, no way Louis was... I'm just saying that he was caught between the pressures of nobility and... Nah, I'm sticking to my picks. Kiss... Not... Marry, kill. Oh, kiss, marry, kill. My bad. Okay. Well, I'm confident Richie will make you many, many murderous crusader babies crying. I don't know none of these people. Oh, never mind. I do know these people. Lincoln, Gandhi, and see, Margaret Thatcher? I don't know nothing about her. That's funny. I think I'll be kissing Gandhi to see him do the chastity squirm. That's crazy. We gonna kiss the Iron Lady. Keep it real. Oh, I don't want to kill Gandhi, though. We're going to marry Gandhi. And unfortunately kill Lincoln from behind, I imagine. Oh, that's hilarious. A little team bonding. Oh, we back serious again, my bad. We're back from looking into one of the explosions. Office building. Triggered after hours. Still 8 dead and 20 in the hospital. No relevant witnesses off the bat. That's not good. We've spoken to the explosive forensics, and it's like this. The big boom took place on the 13th floor. A large quantity of explosive material would have been required. That floor was closed, unpopulated. It was set to be refurbished in the coming months. We're going to head out again, canvass for witnesses, see if we can find any surveillance. Things are not looking good. I know. We're receiving actual complaints from the general public about your leadership of the unit. What? Get your act together. Spurred on by the front. Who knows what these people might end up doing? That is all. What? What are you talking about? Oh! Why don't they trust me? Why don't they trust me, bro? I literally did a whole thing. I can't control Whoa. Okay. We gotta get that up. Maybe that's just a part of the story or something. That's crazy. On the other hand, mission report. We managed to find enough residue to determine some of the bomb's exact components and features. For pursue informer, we haven't reached out to her, but we've got a lead on a girl whose boyfriend might be involved with the Liberation Front. We can try to convince her to talk to us. Yeah, the department we tried to help was very thankful for our support. Okay, Jennifer. So we have some good news and some bad news. Good news is they had elevator cameras. They are set to take pictures after each press of a button. They seem to have been a single press to go to the 13th floor. Bad news is they weren't stored digitally but printed. Crazy old school security manager. And the picture corresponding to the button press we're interested in was missing, of course. Foul play likely. But after several hours of trash digging, pardon if I smell, I was able to track down these scraps. I brought them with me. Not a puzzle. Oh, I really have to put it together. Yo, okay. Yeah. Got the puzzle. Is he a priest? It's her. This is who we're looking for. Find them. Bring them to me. We've tracked down the people in the picture. We've brought them in. We have them in the interrogation rooms. We have a sales specialist working in the building, a priest that runs the Humanitas charity, and their assistant protege. The case files are ready. Yes, and this one doesn't have a timer. Look at this. All right. Okay. We're back. Clearly, it's not the same day. It's actually been a week since I figured out that puzzle and got this picture together to find the people that we're supposed to be investigating from the elevator. But we're going to try my best to just jump right back in and hopefully remember where we left off as I go. All right. So, incident narrative. The Liberation Front's plot was larger than we anticipated, involving simultaneous bombing operations across the city. Despite our best efforts, we were unable to track down all of them in time. One of these explosions happened in a large downtown office building close to the end of working hours. Although the casualty reports are still being compiled, estimates hit at dozens of dead, missing, and wounded. Our explosive forensics team claims a shortwave radio signal was used to detonate the bomb and that it was expertly placed on the 13th floor of the building. The floor was being renovated for the past few months and was empty at the time of the explosion. Unfortunately, due to the construction work, the CCTV system on the floor was not operational. Can you tell I've been practicing my reading? By sifting through the recordings of the elevator cameras, Apparently not. By sifting through the recordings of the elevator cameras, we managed to identify 3 people who briefly stayed on the 13th floor on the day of the explosion. These people are currently our strongest leads and may provide further insights. They have voluntarily consented to be questioned. All right. We got Maya Clark, age 30. She's an employee at Giroshiba Inc. She's an electronics retailer. They rent the 3 floors below where the explosives were placed. No criminal record. Her performance report shows she's hardworking and a committed employee. We can't establish motive for her. She has free access to the building and ample opportunity to set up for explosives. At the very least, she might provide useful information about coworkers, the other people in the elevators, or about the events during the day, opening up new leads. Okay. We got Alex Nowak. We don't have much about his past. He's had a lot of name changes. His most recent medical record states he is a suspect. He's suspected of suffering from a form of schizophrenia. He's been receiving care from a charity founded by Gabriel Adams. His mental instability makes him a possible suspect. His association with the Adams might have allowed him access to the 13th floor. Okay, moving on to the last person. We got Gabriel Adams. Oh, is that the guy from the foundation? Or did I just make that up? Yeah, okay. He's being taken care of by this guy. He's a priest. He's been preaching in the city for the last years. He's focused on helping people with disabilities or special needs and reintegrating them into society. This is going to be a wild one. He had great success, received donations and funding from several high-profile philanthropists. The 13th floor is where the future headquarters of the expanding charity would have been located. He has unrestricted access to the building, so he cannot be ruled out from the suspect list. Okay, here we go. Ooh, no timer, lovely. All All right, so this is Maya. Okay. Thanks for answering a few questions. No problem. Questions about what? We just have a few questions about the explosion in the office building you worked in. You're here to prove me you're not a murderous terrorist is... Ooh. Let's just ask her this. They nod thoughtfully. It was quite the tragedy. What happened, I mean, not the questions. Okay. I'm gonna say we have a video of you taking the elevator to the floor where the bomb was placed. They tilt their head and frown slightly in thought. They said the terrorists weren't targeting our company specifically. Oh, you mean the 13th floor. I'm gonna say because you were there, we hope you could help us understand what happened. I'm trying to make sure I'm paying attention to like the pupils and stuff, because I need to focus on like getting them open. And I know that like we have really bad like reputation with the community, so that's gonna be harder. They have like less empathy for me. Well, I didn't see much. I mean, there wasn't much to see, you know? Let's talk about some other people. Who else was on the 13th floor with you? Nobody I knew, just some priest and some guy looking around. Let's talk about the priest. Sure, what about him? What impression did he give you? Did you talk about anything? Did he also stop on the 13th floor? Did you talk about anything? Not really. I mean, other than that, he talked... Not really. I mean, other than that, he talked some. Gave me a little speech about how smoking kills you. Okay. Did he also stop on the 13th floor? They blink for a few seconds and nod. Yeah, we all did. I mean, we didn't plan on it. It just happened. Okay. Let's talk about the other guy. What impression did he give you? He seemed really sad. He looked at that priest all the time like a puppy would. Okay. Everybody stopped on the 13th floor. We don't need to ask her that again. So nobody else there with you but the priest and the other guy. I told you, just the priest and his friend. I mean, I guess they were friends. Let's ask her some personal questions. Any family we should notify that you're with us? Do you live in the city? Let's ask her where she works. Well, nowhere right now. I mean, I used to work in the office building that blew up, but like, it blew up. Thanks. What do you do? I'm in sales manager. Used to be, at least. Not sure where the company stands right now. What does a sales manager do? Yeah. They shrug and then start explaining. Ooh, I mean, I need to watch what I'm doing. Okay. I coordinate different sales efforts. I assign sales territories, set quotas, organize and mentor the sales team, assign sales training, write sales plans. I guess it is similar to being a manager in any other field. All right, let me go talk to this priest. Thanks for asking questions. Please call me Father Gabriel or just Gabriel. How can I help you? Let's say just a few questions to help us clarify some elements of this bombing situation. Nothing too hard. They join their hands, looking up for a few seconds. What a terrible tragedy that was. I'll do everything I can. God forgive those souls. Let's ask about some other people. Was there anyone else on the 13th floor with you? No, the workers were not there that day. Alex was with me. Oh, and there was this woman there smoking in the lobby. My bad. Let's talk about Alex, actually. He's such a special boy, and he has come so far. What did he do on the 13th floor? I don't think he did anything. He just waited for me in the lobby. What's your impression of him after the time you spent together? He nods deeply, voice full of warmth. Officer, if you could imagine but a fraction of what he's been through, you would admire him as much as I do. Sure, I understand you admire Alex greatly. He just told me that. I'm not gonna ask about... Let's talk about the woman. I doubt she had anything to do with any of this. Why did you try to convince her to stop smoking? Well, smoking destroys our bodies. I think it is as simple as that. I usually try to aid lost souls. Lost souls. Let's ask him about the Liberation Front. I assume by this point you know about the Liberation Front. They shake their head. Their only redeeming quality is their conviction. So sad it's so misplaced. Do you know what they stand for? Politics, as I understand it. They actually stand for state dissolution, the dissolution of authority. Isn't that a noble idea? I'm gonna say they actually stand for personal freedom, an absolute form of it. Isn't that a noble idea? Personal freedom is important to reach one's full potential, but people today are using freedom as an excuse to wrong themselves without moral consequences. Okay, I feel like I'm not getting anywhere with anybody. I'm gonna be 100% honest. Let's ask him about the charity. I'm glad you've heard of us. The support we've received has been a blessing. I'm glad someone was trying to make this mess of a city better. Let's go with that. I assure you it's a labor of love done in his name. What does your charity do? We try to help those struck by misfortune and put them on a path of self-improvement. How did Alex get in contact with you? Well, it's actually a funny story. We were doing an outreach effort in a poor neighborhood, effectively a large and free buffet. Alex came to us with a boot and a pot, saying that he also wanted to help. His warm soul fought his inner demons even then, before receiving any support. That feels... I don't know. I don't want to say that feels suspicious, but it does a little bit. What type of help do you usually offer? Yeah. Well, anything that they might require. We have a very case-by-case approach where we try to truly help each individual, rather than having ineffective programs that target the masses without actually making any meaningful change, as a good pastor does to his flock. Who are your main donors is a great question. They shake their head. Our donors are anonymous, as I'm sure you understand. I'm sorry. That's something I need to get him to talk to me about. I have a few more personal questions. Say not, and I'll be happy to answer. Where are you from, Father Gabriel? He worked as a missionary. Home is a concept I'm getting accustomed with. Okay. How long you been here in town? 6 years now. How the time flies. What are your views on religion, Father? It's the ultimate human virtue. Our ability to worship is what elevates us from cattle. Okay, let's go talk to Alex. Thanks for answering questions, Alex. You're welcome. If you cooperate, you'll be out of here in no time. We all do our time one day at a time. Okay. Let me just ask him straight about questioning people, questions about people. You really are a people's person. Let's ask him about the woman. Listen, was there a woman there smoking? Yeah, Father Gabriel gave her the "Your body is your temple" sermon. Okay. I don't know why that matters to me. Let me ask questions about that woman. What impression did she leave behind? I don't like smokers. Okay. Did you talk to her on the elevator or on the floor? No, I'm sure of that. I made sure to look if her mouth was moving. Okay. What did she do on the 13th floor? Just sat somewhere and polluted the place with her stupid smoke. Alright. Let me ask about Father Gabriel. They look away to the empty corner. Yes, what about him? How do you feel about him? If he ain't an angel, God should hire him ASAP. He's a really nice dude. Okay. Did you talk to him in the elevator or on the floor? They nod slowly and repeatedly. Yeah, he said he was doing God's work through this new headquarters for Humanitas. Humanitas? We wanted to open. Well, it was longer than that. but that was the gist of it. I need the details. What did he do on the 13th floor? He said he had to inspect the refurbishing progress, so he went around, inspecting. Word? Okay. So Father Gabriel walked around on the floor. The lady smoked. Let's ask him about the explosion. It was how the universe began. Oh, not that one. Yeah, sure, ask. Where were you when it happened? In the car, I think. We heard about it on the radio. That don't match up. Why that building? Because of the poor structural design. How do you know it had poor structural design? That's what the architect said when he was talking to Father Gabriel about redoing the floor. So you find out from the architect who designed the building that it had a poor structural design. I feel like this is just asking the same question. Why didn't anybody else get this question? This is crazy specific. Okay, the bomb contained traces of peroxide, citric acid, and nitromethane. Are you familiar with these substances? They look up, scratch their head as they answer. That's a string of nice words. Sounds like the sort of thing you should ask a hardware shop about, though. Fair enough. Did anyone you know get hurt in the explosion? No, they missed us this time. Bad coordination on their part. Why would anyone... Let's ask him this. Yeah, they were after me. They upped their timing, but not by much. Half an hour earlier and I'd be toast. Why would anyone want you dead? That's the part I'm still trying to figure out, man. Okay, I get, yeah, okay. You gotta have some compassion. Why would anyone want Father Gabriel dead? Yeah, that makes no sense. Kill him and he goes to heaven, so he's covered, right? Yeah. Let's go back, see what else I can ask him. I have some more questions about some of the people. Right now, Father Gabriel is at the top of my list. Let's ask him about the Liberation Front. No, who's that? Okay. Let's see what he says to that. Well, if you say so, until they blow up Justice too. Okay. Let's go back to Father Gabriel. He said something about him walking around. I need to ask him. The bomb was in our future headquarters. Who would target a charity? The evidence places you as one of the main suspects of the bombing, so please corroborate. You see why we think your help will be invaluable in understanding what happened. Absolutely, I'll try to remember any relevant detail. Why did you stop on the 13th floor? I was there to inspect if the renovations were on schedule. There are a few delays in the past. Was there anyone else on the floor? No, the workers... Didn't he talk to an architect or something? What did you do while you were on that floor? I assessed the status of the renovations for our future offices, officer. I wasn't there for very long. There was little to look at. Did you see anything out of the ordinary? I'm sorry, but no, I spotted nothing unusual. Didn't that man say that he spoke to the architect? Let's ask about the explosion. I'm afraid I wasn't anywhere near when it happened, so I know very little. Okay, that matches up. Alex says that the architects told you the building had poor structural integrity, and that's why it was chosen. Their eyes seem to focus on the table. It is not for us to question why these terrible tragedies happen. God will smite those whose wickedness harmed innocent souls. Did anyone you know get hurt? I had previously met with some executives that work there. I pray they are safe. The bomb contained I'm afraid I have no chemists. Perhaps they were used by those renovating the floor? Look at him. I mean, how much more open can you be? So you say that it started. Let me get out of here. I want to go back. There we go. More questions about the explosion? Hey, okay. It went high in the air. I saw it from afar, but please ask. You said both that you heard about the explosion on the radio and that you saw it from afar. Which one is it? They smiled. Well, both. I saw it from a distance and I also heard about it on the radio. So where were you when the explosion happened? In the car, I'm sure now. Well, as sure as one can be. Okay. He said he'd really rather not talk about the Liberation Front. Do you know what they stand for? I think they do most of their work sitting down. Okay. They actually stand for equality in absolute form. Isn't that a noble idea? They actually stand for personal freedom. Yeah, here we go. They are a few centuries too late. Control of the masses has already been installed into our core human software. Alex Newell hasn't been giving any concrete answers. Attempt to confront him about this. I just feel like that's crazy to be like, you were there. Okay. They lower their gaze and twitch. Emotions and the devil's gateway. Lock them up. Chain them. And you chain your demons. Don't make me pull out answers. Don't make me pull out answers. Okay, I'm not tripping. That says don't make me pull out answers out by force. It's time for some brutal honesty. I will see her all night and question every personality of yours if I have to. That's sick. I feel you have answers, Alex. Answer. That can save lives. That can prevent tragedies like that explosion. They clap once, slouch as their demeanor changes. Death is not something we can run from. It is something we can crawl towards. They declare theatrically, and so the truth bomb explodes, and the officer misses them entirely, for their fifth eye is closed. It seems Alex cracked under pressure. He might let something slip. He might let something useful slip. It's now a graveyard for those that could not be saved. We should have tried harder. They don't deserve mercy. What do you mean they could not be saved? Why do you think they don't deserve to be saved? We deserve nothing, so the word of God is a boom of mercy. Our wickedness will be cleansed. How could you have tried harder? How strong you are. Please try to explain. Okay. I want to ask about think of yourself before thinking about other people. I can't ask him more questions about other people. Only some are chosen, blessed, enlightened like Father Gabriel. Let's talk about the Liberation Front. Even the devil unknowingly does God's work. I think if you believe in something good, you should do everything for it. Should you even hurt people? No. But you will have to fight the good fight, and evildoers will get in your way to try to stop you. Do you think what they want is good? Father Gabriel says the flood was good because it came from God. The new flood will be his will as well. Alex hinted that Gabriel Adams holds extreme views about a second flood. Confront him about these personal views. I'm struggling. Let me ask you about the Liberation Front. Of course, go ahead. What's your opinions on the principles the front is fighting for? I think they should go on paper, but I don't think they even bother with the paper they wrote them on. How do you feel about their aggressive means of pushing their agenda? It shows conviction. Let's talk about something else. Let me ask them some personal questions. What did you say your views on religion was, Father? It's the ultimate human virtue. Alex tells me you believe we're about to face a new biblical flood. Look around at how things are going. What do you think? I'm gonna tell him he's right. They nod in excitement. Just so, officer. The devil has taken deep roots, but do not lose hope. God will extend us a helping hand. Give us a fresh start. We know the priest's zealotry might give us his motive, but perhaps Alex can tell us more about the means. Dang, we really playing them against each other. That's crazy. No. So I just have to ask about the Liberation Front more? I think you believe the means. We have motivation, we need means. We need to ask about those materials. Nothing's going to anything else except for talking about more questions about the explosion. So you say the building was chosen because of free will and destiny are not mutually exclusive. What do we do? What we must because we choose so. What did you choose to do, Alex? They shiver and seem to be depicting someone else's voice. The man should give you 3 gallons. Make sure it says nitromethane on them. Bring them over. Don't shake them too hard. Get out of here. Bro, I knew it was the priest. No, go back. Go back. Father, why was Alex buying nitromethane? They blink repeatedly as they answer. Did he tell you that? He told me many things. We'll get to them. Please answer the question. He did, but he couldn't remember why he bought it. Perhaps you know. A bit of sweat is visible on their forehead. It was for my hobby. I build airplane models and make my own fuel. Why send Alex to pick it up for you? You goofy goober. Send Alex to... I don't remember. I might have done that sometimes. I must have been busy. Should I ask Alex about any other errands he's been doing for you? They smile while sweat runs down their forehead. Don't stress the poor boy. He does a lot for humanitas. You understand. Better if you don't push him too hard. I'm finna push him then. Gabriel Addicts preached... Yeah. Gabriel, if you had anything to do with this bombing, you need to tell me now. Confession absolves the soul, as you know. Officer, please do not jump to rash conclusions. Do you accuse of terrorism any individual who purchases flammable materials and has the misfortune of being in your presence? I'm a man of God. I have dedicated my life to saving people. How could you think I would be capable of such an act? Drop it. I have you on record claiming the apocalypse is coming, as well as other extremist views. I also have your confession to ordering the purchase of extremely flammable materials, claiming they are for a hobby that you cannot prove you have. On top of all of these, I have evidence that you inquired particularly into the structural integrity of the building, and that is only what I got from you and Alex up until now. They raise their voice in distress. It's not the apocalypse. The apocalypse? It's not the apocalypse. It's the new flood. Another chance to get things right, to do it properly this time. Alex has also told me about your troubling view that we are all damned and undeserving. How long until I get even more out of him? You planted the bomb. You want to bring this new flood yourself. Confess, priest. It's over. It's what a good Christian would do for his soul, as well as for his neighbor, for Alex. They bark angrily. You might think you can stop it, you unwitting agent of Satan. But it's unavoidable. Our children will walk in the kingdom of God after the flood cleanses the soul of the wicked. Ooh, report findings. Interrogation successful. I knew it was him from the beginning, but Man, that was rough. I'm hoping like in the future I can start figuring them out without using all the hints. That's the goal. Interrogation successful. Adams can now be charged. The Truth and Order Special Unit has been conducting investigations regarding the tragic terrorist attacks that took place several days ago. We now have solids are still tracking down possible leads. We now have a solid list of suspects. In regards, well, I think we should say we're still tracking down leads because there was more than one building that blew up. Let's see. In regards to the explosion that targeted the downtown Spring offices building, our team was able to determine the exact nature of the bomb as well as its precise placement, and we didn't arrest. We brought in for questioning 3 potential suspects, identified through on-scene CCTV footage who had access to the floor, were involved in the had access to the floor. The questioning has resulted in the confession and arrest of Gabriel Adams, a 38-year-old priest who had, let me check the other options first. Priest who admitted his connections to the Liberation Front, blah, blah, blah. He was aided in this by Alex Nowak, a troubled young man enrolled in Humanitas care system. Due to his circumstances, he will not be charged but placed into a mental facility after further questioning. Will be charged with conspiracy. Will be questioned further, then released. Yeah, I'm gonna go with this one. Great job, boss. Now that we have Adams and poor Nowak, we should get to grilling them. Which one of us you want on Nowak? Definitely not Morty. Well, maybe. I feel like, I don't know. I know Morty's like aggressive, and that could get a lot of information out of him, but that also might be a lot. I was reading their files, and I should have kept reading them. Maybe Jennifer? No, not Jennifer. Not Jennifer. I'm going to do Morty. And on Gabriel Adams, is he going to give us anything extra? I mean, I feel like... So this is the decision of whether I'm going to have enough people to do those other tasks. And I really might have already played myself by putting Mordecai in that room. But I always need tabs so I can investigate, like, forensics or whatever. I don't know if we can get anything extra out of this man. Dang. I think I'm gonna go with the rest of you ready for a mission instead. I think we're just gonna call it here. If you made it to the end, I thank you for watching, and hopefully we'll see you next time.